Arguably the most tormented time on a football pitch for any player. Some players love to take penalties while others hate it. But why is it that some players thrive in that situation while others choke under the pressure? And how can a player struggling with playing under pressure overcome it? Hello, my name is Hassan, and today me and my group will look at why players choke under pressure when taking penalties and what can be done to overcome it. According to some, taking a penalty comes with extreme levels of pressure. But what do we mean by pressure? And what do we mean by choking under pressure? Well, pressure can be defined as an anxious desire to perform at a high level in a given situation, whilst choking under pressure can be defined as not performing to expected levels in a situation that has a high degree of perceived importance. This means that anyone can choke under pressure, not just the elite, as long as the situation itself is important to the athlete, for example a cup final. There are two theories that explain why players choke under pressure, and they are distraction theory and self-focus theory. Today, this video will look at distraction theory. The distraction theory suggests that as a result of heightened anxiety, choking can be caused by an individual's attention shifting from task-relevant cues to irrelevant cues. So when taking a penalty, player might focus on the keeper, the referee, the crowd, or even other players, rather than focusing on the ball and where he's going to shoot.
My name is Chris. Nice to meet you. I was informed by your coach that you're going through a hard time in coping with penalties, and perhaps maybe because you succumb to pressure around you.
Mm-hmm.
So, what I want to let you know is that from this meeting, I will help you to diagnose your problem, and which is very common in football. Everyone struggles to penalty taking because there's just so much pressure involved and there's consequences behind it. Okay, so as you already know, it's not easy and there's a lot of psychological implications behind it. Okay, so I think perhaps maybe you could let me know a few things from what went on behind your mind as you took the penalty last week.
Yeah. Okay. So when I placed the ball into the penalty spot, I felt my heart was beating really fast, and I felt I got distracted from all my surroundings, and I could not keep my focus on the target, which I wanted to.
And was it because of succumbing to pressure, you think?
Yeah, I think I felt the pressure too much, and I couldn't handle it.
So, what we think about this problem is having pressure overcoming all your objectives and your goals of your target. We feel that this is called choking under pressure. Okay, and so with this we would like to look at perhaps what interventions we could have in mind and what went wrong, and suggest ways of improving your execution in your penalty taking. So as you look over here, let's take a look at what you could possibly improve on. So here, Leo, as you can see, you were staring directly at the keeper for about 2 seconds. You were clearly distracted by him and intimidated. So as you placed the ball, you were looking around. As you walked back, looking at the tractor, your body stance was negative. You were definitely not looking confident. And most of all, you rushed the shot. You should have taken a bit more time, and instead of just rushing straight to the ball and taking it. You know what, Leo? Your penalty reminded me of a similar situation that happened to a top striker named Van Nistelrooy when he missed a very famous penalty under severe pressure and he took the penalty too fast. So let's take a look at what went wrong with Van Nistelrooy's penalty.
Missed to beat fierce rivals, missed to go top of the Premiership tonight. The responsibility rests with Ruud van Nistelrooy. Oh, he's missed it!
Now, having seen Van Nistelrooy's missed penalty, Let's hear how he reflects on his experience and what he thought he could have done better and his suggestions on how he could overcome this next time.
Analyzing why I missed, that was the main thing for me. Why did I miss? And I came to the conclusion that I took it too quickly. And normally I got into a routine of taking penalty kicks, especially in big moments. But when it's 0-0 last minute in a Champions League semi-final or a match like that, you need to take more time. And I didn't do that. So I needed to settle longer, to calm down, get your heart rate down and focus on what you have to do.
Leo, based on what we have analysed and discussed, I'm going to suggest interventions that will improve your level of performance and when faced with high levels of anxiety under pressurized situations. Okay? And I suggest that we could do something called a pre-performance routine and certain breathing techniques that will help minimize your distractions with your attention shifting away from task-relevant cues. Okay? Do you know what that means?
Yeah, kind of.
Kind of? Okay. But to put it in simple terms, what we're trying to say is that combining breathing and pre-performance routines, it helps you focus on what is important and not get distracted from your surroundings. Okay? So to go further on breathing techniques, we can look at how you can have self-regulation skills, which is about maintaining your composure and blowing your heart rate and your breathing. Okay, so studies will show that when you breathe through your nose, okay, it increases your carbon dioxide saturation in your blood, and it basically lowers down your anxiety and causes a calming effect. Okay, and there are 3 potential techniques that we could look at to control your visual attention around you. Okay, there's one called keeper independent. So this is where you look not at the keeper, but you just focus only on your target, where you want to hit. Okay. Second, it's called keeper dependent, where when the keeper moves around to distract you or go to a certain point around the goalpost and you basically adjust. Basically, if he goes to the left, you want to hit to the right. So that means you are not in control, but you do based on what his actions are. So the third one is called opposite independent. I would call this a more advanced technique because that is usually when you are more confident. Because basically what you do is you fake the keeper. You look on the left, but you're actually going to hit on the right. Okay? But studies show in research that keeper independent, where when you just focus on your target and not anything else, that is known to be more successful of the 3 techniques. Okay? And why is this so? It's because the more you look at the keeper, the higher the chances of you to hit closer to the keeper, and that makes the keeper easier to save your shot. So which is why not looking at the keeper is the best way to do it. Just focus on your target. Okay? Now, when you go through your penalty techniques, right, the best thing is to place your ball. As soon as you place your ball, take a few steps back, breathe, lower down your heart rate, be calm, breathe through your nose, and then take your time after the whistle and execute the shot.
That choking under pressure is the main cause of underperforming when taking a penalty shot. Based on the Premier League stats from last season, 1 in every 4 penalties were missed or saved by the goalkeeper. Historically, on big tournaments since 1976, the numbers are not much different. 26.2% of the penalties were missed. In conclusion, we suggest that choking under pressure can be overcome by following steps. Take your time. Make sure the ball is set up properly on the spot. Avoid eye contact with the goalkeeper. Instead of that, focus on the ball and on the execution of the kick. Measure your steps back, and when ready, take a couple of deep breaths and relax. Focus on where you're going to hit the ball and don't let your focus shift across. Once you hear the referee's signal, take a second or two before you start your run-up. Execute the penalty kick and don't forget to celebrate.
Here goes Van Nistelrooy. The noise says it all. The celebrations say it all. Manchester United lead Arsenal by 1-0.